live at Citizen Television. This is the part you like the most, the interview, one-on-one. Today, Machakos Governor Dr. Alfred Mutua. Because this show is always in real time, Governor, if you don't mind, let's start with some tweets and some text. Let's see what the people are saying out there. All right, what do we have? Tom Mbayeye, you say Dr. Alfred Mutua is a demigod. He is unreachable by a common voter.
Is Mbayeye from Machakos?
I don't know.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, if you are voting from Nairobi, I'm not. I'm not from Nairobi, yeah.
Well, let us know if you're in Machakos or Nairobi. Ellen Zola, you say Machakos was the first county to adopt technology in collecting revenues. Why are we going back? How is the cash being accounted for?
We're still doing technology. So I'm not aware of going back.
Are you digital?
We're digital, yes.
Collection, everything, parking?
We're good.
All right. Winfred Kithome, greatness is achieved in great adversity. Keep going, Dr. Alfred Mutua. You have my vote. Timothy Mwasia Mutun, you say, not sure. I'm from Machakos, but the jobs at the county are done by people from elsewhere while we are jobless. Do you get a lot of that?
It's ridiculous because the law says you need to employ 30% of the people employed in government have to be from a different group that is not the what you call the dominant tribe. That is the law, and I think we have to obey the law because Kenya is bigger than one place, and 70% of the jobs, even I think 80% of the jobs, are for locals. So anybody complaining about it being from elsewhere, people want to live in their own tribal cocoons. Kenya is a country of many people. I have a right, you have a right to work anywhere in this country.
And when people say you practice a lot of nepotism in Machakos, what do you say? You employ a lot of relatives and stuff.
Well, my relatives are in Machakos. So what prevents them from being employed? But my relatives, very few are in government. And the ones in government are the ones that deserve it. Like elsewhere, even Uhuru Kenyatta's government and Raila Odinga when he was Prime Minister, everybody, you get people who work in government, does not mean that you employ them directly. I found majority of my relatives within government. They're working for the county council before I even decided to be governor.
Okay. Fred Ndunda, you say, yes, I would and I will. I've seen real change in my county with Alfred Mutua as governor. He deserves a second chance. All right. Mercy, what else do we have? Texts? Okay, some SMSs. Remember the number 22422. Mucheke, you say, ask him when last did he pay the Machakos Inspectorate?
Last month.
There's your answer, Mucheke. Last month. Francisca Mutinda, I will definitely vote for Governor Mutua. I admire his transformational and influential leadership. Okay. All right. Okay, keep tweeting, keep texting at Alfred Mutua, at Koinanga Jeff, at Citizen TV Kenya. The hashtag, as always, JK Live. Governor.
Yes, my friend.
I was at Java the other day, Java Gigiri, which I frequent a lot. Grace and the rest of the team doing a fantastic job.
I've heard that that's where you're found most of the time.
Yes. Someone, stranger, walked up to me. Walked up to me and said, if you ever interview Dr. Alfred Mutua, ask him why he hasn't paid or doesn't pay contractors.
Well, for the simple reason that you paid for what you've done. You don't get paid for what you've not done. I mean, it's as simple as that. Well, there are three reasons. One, when we took over the government, we had a good budget. People signed tenders, and then the national government, for whatever reason, withheld nearly 1.2, 1.5 billion shillings, saying that that was for the nurses and the health workers that they'd paid for from the time of devolution. That threw us off. But that is not even the main reason. The main reason is this. In this country, we've had massive corruption, where you've got white elephants, coming up. And so what we decided to do is that before we pay anybody, we have to do an on-site verification. And you go to places like Katani, you find somebody saying pay us, you look at the certificates have been signed, the work is complete. You get to the ground, there is no road. How am I supposed to pay a contractor who is non-existent, who never actually paid?
This particular contractor said they did Machakos Park.
Yes.
They did the whole park, and they also laid the Carbro at the local clinics.
Yes, that's okay. If you did work, you will be paid. If you did work properly, you will be paid. Because what I also found out is that some contractors were conniving with some of my employees, and work that should be, for example, 2 million becomes 10 million. How am I going to pay for work that is 2 million for 10 million? And I've told people, I'm not going to pay you. This is taxpayers' money. This is not personal money. And if you provide a cup, a glass like this, that I can get at the shopping center for 50 shillings, and you're providing it for 500 shillings, I won't pay. And it's as simple as that. I have seen contracts, I have seen works done, I have seen invoices for works that are 10 to 20 times the marketplace. I'll be irresponsible as a governor to pay. But if they want to go to the marketplace like everybody else, then we pay them.
And if they've done the job, like this particular person, they said they did it 3 years ago, still haven't been paid. Will they be paid before August?
They'll be paid. Eventually, everybody will be paid if you did the job. It's all a matter of just getting the paperwork right. You know, I'm very thankful because I love the Audit and Controller General. Because the Audit and Controller General came and actually pointed out quite a number of issues that were going on behind my back and said, watch out. These works are inflated. These ones are like this. These ones are missing. I mean, Jeff, for example, a computer is supplied 5 times. The same computer. It's brought to this office. It's received. Taken to another office. It is received. Another office.
Same one.
Same one. And then you want me to pay. I won't pay. Because that is outright theft. So when people say that Mutua has not paid, it is because I am protecting the funds that belong to our people. Our people don't have enough money to go around. We need to provide water, we need to build roads, we need to do other things. I have to be responsible.
Speaking of water,
yes.
The boreholes you promised.
Yes.
People are still saying they don't see any water, they don't see any boreholes.
No, they are boreholes. We have dug close to, we have now about 300 boreholes. We have rehabilitated another 128 boreholes. We have more boreholes dug in Machakos County in the last 3 years than have been dug for 50 years since independence. We are piping water. We have dug 208 dams, verifiable. More dams than I've ever done for 50 years. We are on a program to have what they are called, we call them in Kikambangomes, these are weirs, river weirs, river dams. 489. We are working towards that figure. My program is to get piped water in every home. These are basics. You know, water, food, shelter. That's what we've been concentrating on. So when people say they have not seen the water, they must not come from Machakos, because there is a borehole basically in every sublocation. Governor,
listen to a soundbite just 2 days ago from when NASA was in Machakos. Mercy.
Yes.
Let's go to the tape.
Hakuna mmoja wao kuanzia huyu Mutua hapa atarudi kwa kiti chake.
When did the animosity begin between you two? Is it because you left Wiper?
No, I don't have any animosity. I mean, I don't have any animosity towards Kalonzo Musyoka myself.
At all?
At all, I know.
And he says this kind of stuff against you?
Yeah, I mean, it's politics. I mean
it's nothing personal?
It's nothing personal. It's politics. You know, what happened is this. I joined Wiper as a political party. And when I got to Wiper, I got a bit unstable. Because we'd go to meetings, and instead of discussing how we are going to bring development to our people, instead of discussing how to turn around poverty, the agenda mostly was about how to bring down another leader, how to discipline another leader, how to cut the legs off another leader. And I thought, I'm wasting my time. You know, I would raise my hand and say, what about Yatta Dam? Can't we now discuss how to get the Yatta Dam activated so that our people can get water? Can't we think about bursaries, going to Japan, getting them to give scholarships to our children so that they can get educated, so they're not sitting at home, you know, wallowing in poverty? And then I was told, wait a minute, this is not in the agenda. You're ruining the agenda. When I bought the ambulances in Machakos, you know, I bought 70 van ambulances, 10 motorbike ambulances. There is an ambulance in every location in Machakos County.
Yeah, they say there's more ambulances than patients.
The ambulances that have actually ferried 78,250 patients, out of which, according to our doctors, 15,000 would have died. We have actually saved lives. Today there's a child sitting watching this show on television with a father who would have died if it was not for that ambulance. There's a mother holding a baby who would have died if it was not for that ambulance. There's a husband sitting down to a wife who would have died if it was not for that ambulance. We have saved lives. The response time, if you got a heart attack today, God forbid, the response time, you only have 8 minutes before you become brain dead. You need to get the ambulances closer. If they can do that in London, if they can do that in Sydney, if they can do that in New York, what makes my people of Machakos less human than the other ones? They also need to get better services.
And yet, Governor, despite what you say you have done for your county, you are still so very unpopular. And it's not me saying this. And I don't know if it's just politics. But
who is saying I'm unpopular? I mean, the latest poll that was published the other day, I was at 75% of the vote.
Was this against Wavinya?
That was against Wavinya. Is that unpopularity? There was another vote done before that was at about 68%. I'm actually gaining. If you go to the ground, I am on the ground. I do weekly tracking polls. I'm very popular. Look at Maendeleo Chap, the party that I formed. That is now the third largest party in this country. It's not even a year old. Those are not my figures. That is IEBC. If I formed a party that is so popular, with candidates all over Kambani, with candidates all over this country, then how am I unpopular? So what you're saying is in contradiction to the reality.
Okay.
Yes.
So why does Wiper want to wipe you out? Because
they're scared of me. They're scared that I'm changing the politics of Okambani. They're scared that I'm changing the politics of this country, where I'm saying that they let the leader remain behind. Let the Mwananchi become number one. For a long time since independence, it has been, our politics have always been about the big man. Have always been about the leader who sits back left in their car and oozes by reading a newspaper, not caring about what is happening to the people on the ground. I am changing the way politics is done in this country, where I say the Mwananchi should come first. When you talk about Maendeleo Chap, it's based on a simple principle. Jeff, you are alive today, I'm alive today. When God takes us from this world, we will not come back. This life is not a rehearsal. Once you go, you do not come back. So if that is so, then why is it that in countries like the West, you've lived in America, kids in 19, 20-year-old are driving cars. Girls are driving vehicles at 20 years old in the United States. There are no kids walking around without shoes. Then why is it that here in Kenya, our children are sitting at home, our young people are sitting at home, wallowing in poverty, wondering what of their future? They are dying in apathy. Why? Why can't we be like those people? Why can't we also have tarmac roads everywhere? Why do we have to have dust? Why can't we have good hospitals and medical centers in every corner so that we have less mothers dying from the simple act of giving birth? Why? That is the whole principle. And that is what's scaring Wiper.
Have you turned that around?
We've turned that around. Machakos now, nobody shares a bed in Machakos Hospital. We are the only county that has employed a lot of health workers. 600 nurses are working in Machakos. Brand new nurses.
Are they on strike now?
My nurses are very good. They say they're on strike, but I know some of them are working. And they're helping, but they have to adhere to the bigger. I love my nurses in Machakos. They work very hard. They commit themselves under very difficult conditions at times. They save lives, and they're very excited about what they do. And I want to thank them profusely because they have helped us save lives. Look at our health centers. Go to a Machakos health center today. You will not differentiate between our health center in Machakos and one in, let's say, Switzerland. The quality that you are providing.
Switzerland,
the quality that you're providing. They are clean, flush toilets, medicine stocked. Nobody shares a bed.
So you call
we're trying to say that we can do it the same way others can do it.
So you call it Masha Swiss.
You said it, I did not.
Governor, and yet your critics say that your style of rule, if you will, is more style than substance. That's what they say.
Yeah, they say that because they've not been to Machakos. Let me give you a few examples. I built a 33-kilometer road that is still in existence today. In 3 months, is that...
By the way, is it still in existence?
It's a beautiful road. I passed the other day. You need to come to Machakos.
I need to come to Machakos.
You need to come and see. I have subsequently built another road, 15 kilometers, from Kadhiani through Kakoyoni to a place called Kangundo. We have got the Mua Road that is about 35 kilometers. It is nearly done. Masinga Kivandini Road is going on. Machakos County has over 10 projects of roads, tarmacking roads, continuing.
Roads that will last.
At the river roads that will that road has lasted nearly 4 years. It is still there. It's going to last another 50 years. We are doing it. In China, they are building a kilometer a day. A kilometer a day of a highway. In Dubai, they are building 5 kilometers a week. I mean, this is something you use the new technology, you do it. Just because you do it fast, that doesn't mean you don't do it well.
Yeah.
So people are saying there's no substance.
Right.
They need to come and see the ambulances. They need to come and see the 500 CCTV cameras that are operating. Yesterday, Harambee Stars were giving an interview. about their forthcoming game. Do you know where they are playing from?
Machakos.
Machakos. Why? Because we built a stadium in 1 month. Does it last? It's been there for 4 years. It's in good condition. Harambee Stars has made it the home ground. It is there today, and it is continuing. So these people who are talking have never been to Machakos. These people are asking, does it last? It is this. You know, they call me, my opponents say, Mutua na Mutua cinema. And by the way, I love your acting. You should come in the next Cobra Squad. You should be there. You can actually play Jeff Koinange. You
on the Cobra Squad?
On the Cobra Squad.
You promise?
So I promise you. Jeff Koinange. We'll just get you kidnapped or something.
Oh.
So but you'll scare them away.
Yeah, so they call you Mutua cinema.
Mutua cinema. And it is true, because we have a beautiful people's park that some of these leaders have only seen in movies. They don't believe that an African, a Kenyan, can actually have a park akin to the one they see in London or the one they see in Dubai or some of these developed nations. When they talk about Mutua cinema and they see the CCTV cameras, they're the same ones that mulika them when they go overseas. They can't believe a county can actually do that. When they go to our hospitals and they see the clean beds, our mothers in our maternity wards are showering with warm water. They are showering with hot water. Where else do you see that? You see that in Australia, you see that in Europe, you see that in Brazil, you see that in America, in Canada. You don't see it here.
Governor,
you only see it in the movies.
You mentioned Dubai a couple of times, and you promised your people of Machakos you're going to build a Dubai.
Yes.
What happened?
Well, simply, and I'm very disappointed. You know, I got this man called Mohammed Alabar. This Mohammed Alabar is one of the richest people in the world. He built Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world, Dubai Mall, which gets over 100 million visitors. He came to Machakos himself, and he promised to build the largest mall in Africa in Machakos. He promised to build a highway coming from interchange, because they build highways to their project. I got an organization called Grand Forest Japan, who were to build a huge hospital complex so that we can have domestic tourism. I got a company from Italy, I got a company from Pakistan to build fruit processing so that we could get our, what do you call it, our juices made in Machakos. I got Ashok Leyland. We got interest from big companies from Germany and others to build motor vehicle assembly plants so that our young people can get jobs. Wiper leaders went to court.
Against this?
Against this. Their children have jobs. They are seeking jobs for their children in Yale and others. These were not my projects. They are projects to create employment and grow the economy of Machakos. We have been in court for 4 years. 4 years. Last month, thank God, their case was thrown aside. And now we can move aside. We can move on with the job at hand. But at times it's too late. Alabar moved his mall from Machakos, is building it in Kampala.
No.
Our Italian processors have now gone to Rwanda. Our car manufacturers are built it in South Africa. Who is suffering? This is the kind of politics that is regressive. It's a kind of politics whereby one leader is more concerned about the rise of Alfred Mutua than helping our people. But it is not surprising, because when you go to their homes, when you go to the villages they come from, they're the only people with a big house. They're the only people with water. They're the only people with electricity or solar power. They're surrounded by poor villagers.
And
which is wrong. We need to reverse that.
And yet you heard that sound by there saying one of the people we want to kick out is Alfred Mutua. And that doesn't anger you when you see you're trying to get things going and they stop you?
It doesn't anger me, because I'm not doing this for myself. I am just a servant, a vessel to do God's work. Because God wants his children, God wants our mothers, God wants our fathers, our youth to live a good life while they're still alive. And our mothers kneel every night and they say, God, we are tired of carrying dirty water from the rivers. Our fathers say we are tired of the dust. Our young people kneel every night, young women, and say, please, I need a job, I need a life. Well, God is not going to come here and climb on a tractor and start grading roads. God is not going to come here and get on a rig to dig water or to connect pipes. God uses his servants to do that work so as to answer the prayers of his people. And I've dedicated my life to be a vessel to be used by God to answer the prayers of many of our people who have suffered for many years.
And yet, on August the 9th, if you wake up and you have lost, then what?
I would be surprised. I would be surprised. People of Machakos love me. People of Machakos have seen the light. People of Machakos are not stupid, they're very smart. They know when they have a good thing in front of them. They know that this is their time. They know that if they mess up now and go back to what they have been going through for many years, they may never recover. They may never recover. So our people know, and I'm not afraid. After all I've said, it's not about me. It's about doing God's work.
What are you going to do? Will you go back to teaching, or you do more movies, or what are you going to do if you lose?
Well, I'm not going to lose, so I'm not even thinking about it.
You're not thinking about it.
I'm not thinking about it.
Another person who cannot stand you,
yes,
he cannot also stand your opponent, is Senator Johnston Muthama.
Yes.
Can't stand you for anything. Why is that? Where's the bad blood?
Well, there's no bad blood. I think for a long time people misunderstood what Alfred Mutua was all about. But I think Muthama, I've heard his statement lately, and others, people are seeing the light. They have realized that this person they thought is the devil incarnate is actually like an angel who is just doing God's work. It's only because I have been focused. I have not let myself to be swayed by games and political games on the side. Our mothers don't need political games. They need agriculture. They need food. You know, we have plowed over 10,000 acres of land, expanding the agriculture. I'm very proud that in Machakos, with this hunger situation, for the first time since independence, we were not in the list of food relief. For the first time. It did not happen by magic. We've been providing free seed to our farmers. We have been providing free vaccination for our cattle. We've been providing subsidized fertilizer. We've been we have 40 tractors plowing. So these are initiatives that we've done to lift our people from hardship to a better quality of life. We've distributed chicken, greenhouses. These are initiatives that are growing the economy and helping our people. So after a while, it starts sinking in. You realize, haya, kumbe huyu mtu hakuwa anafikiria juu yake, kumbe huyu mtu alikuwa na mpango. When you go to every village, you find that we've basically not tarmacked, but graded basically all roads. 80% of our roads now have culverts and drifts.
If you're as great as you keep saying you are, why were they trying to impeach you in your own county government?
Well, who was trying to impeach me? The same Wiper people. Because they're saying I'm moving too fast. I'm ruining the politics. Because they'll realize that some leaders will not be needed anymore. Because their job is just to tell stories.
Yeah.
And people are realizing that you elect a leader to serve you. You don't elect a leader to rule you. Because now what we have in this country for many years are rulers, not servants. We want leaders who are servants, not rulers.
Do you think you represent a threat to NASA, to Wiper?
Yes, I do. A tremendous threat. Because what is happening is that they are thinking about acquisition of power. Mutua is thinking about acquisition of wealth and economic stability of my people. Then they are thinking about themselves. I'm thinking about my people. And so they are threatened by that. They are threatened by that. You know, I had Raila Odinga, who is a good friend of mine, you know, and I respect him very much. He was misinformed. I saw him in Machakos saying, you know, I've been used it. You know what I mean? They should tell him they are misleading Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga is a smart man. If he had been told that we went to court to stop this thing, he would not say that. I know him. He would not say that. You know?
Yeah.
But they are misadvising him. So that he can say those things, try to hit at Mutua, because they're seeing Mutua as a threat.
Right. By the way, could you do that again? That was really good. Could you do that again?
Which one?
The Raila thing.
Oh, that no. But you know, Raila Odinga, the other day I nearly got him to join Maendeleo Chap Chap.
How?
Because every time he goes there, I hear him saying Maendeleo Chap Chap. In my ears, I hear Maendeleo Chap Chap. So, so you know.
Governor, you can't make this stuff up. You'll definitely have a career on XYZ if he loses. Let's take a break. Come back. Plenty more ahead. Send your tweets, questions, comments. You've heard your governor. If you're watching from Machakos, is he telling the truth? Let us know. You guys know your county more than we do. Let us know. SMS 22422. You can tweet us at Alfred Mutua, at Koinange Jeff, at Citizen TV Kenya. The hashtag, as always, JK Live. JK Live takes a break. We'll be back in a moment.